went to my room, grabbed a marker, and demarcated my territory. Then I threw all her stuff into hers. Hey, what did you do to our room? Our room? More like my room, and I divided it in two. And it kind of looks like a sunflower puked on your side. Well, I do like the color yellow. It reminds me of sunshine. And I hate sunshine. Oh, come on, Hannah. I knew you didn't want to be a sister, but trust me, I'm not so bad. Says the villain in every movie ever. It was just the 7th over, and our team had lost 5 wickets already. The hope of winning the match was getting slimmer by the minute. That's when my name was announced, and I walked out on the field with full confidence wielding my brand new pink bat. I took a deep breath and focused completely on the ball as it came at me, and I closed my eyes and swung my bat with full force. The next thing I knew, it wasn't the ball, but my pretty pink bat that was flying to the boundary. The crowd went dead silent, and the stupid cameras focused on the stunned expressions of my dad sitting in the VIP box. Oh, heck! Hello, folks. I'm Hannah from the UK, the only daughter of one of the best players in cricketing history, Virat Kohli. And because I had his blood flowing in my veins, everyone had huge expectations from me. Expectations that I just shattered in less than 10 seconds.
Hannah, I can't believe this is how you perform after years of training.
I'm sorry, Dad. I tried my best.
If this is your best, I can't even imagine what your worst will be.
The disappointment on Dad's face broke my heart, but honestly, he should have seen it coming. You see, the day I was born, Dad announced that I'd be the next cricketing star of the country. And Mom, who was the daughter of a famous politician back in India, couldn't care less. The only thing she cared about was shopping. The result? I was sent to the cricket academy at the ripe old age of 3. Yep, you heard that right, 3.
Hannah, here's your first bet. Look, I signed it too.
Thank you, Daddy. What I do now?
You use it to hit a ball. Don't worry, once the game starts, I bet you'll be a natural at it.
After all these years, you'd think I'd be an expert in the game, which is what should have ideally happened if I was actually interested in being a cricketer. But the truth was, I was actually interested in… You know what? Maybe I'll tell you later. I still get nervous talking about it. Anyway, I only even tried playing cricket because of Dad, but I was so bad. But over the years, I played several matches, but every time I faltered, my coaches blamed everyone and everything except me.
The weather played spoilsport. This pitch is too dry. The umpire has an eye infection. Why else would he rule you out?
Heck, the only reason I got chosen for the national under-16 cricket team was because I was, well, Virat Kohli's daughter. But I didn't know that until I made a fool of myself in front of the whole country. After that disaster on the cricketing field, Dad told me I need not bother going to the academy again. I knew Dad was heartbroken, but so was I. I had also made a complete fool of myself on the field, hadn't I? That night as I was trying to sleep, that stupid shot of mine kept replaying in my head on a loop. So to distract myself, I did what I actually liked. The next few weeks were bleh. I was trying to hide my face as much as I could in school, but no real luck there. Everyone had seen the video. I was an actual freaking laughingstock. Hannah, show us that amazing shot again. Watch out, the bat slinger is coming.
Daddy's money only gets you so far, doesn't it?
I was miserable. How was it my fault my coaches all lied to me? But not like any of these morons would get it. So I just hid my face and ran away. But one day I came back from school after another terrible day and saw a very pretty girl my age in the lawn with my pink bat. Hey, who are you? Hi, I'm Carol. I'm your cousin from the US. Didn't your parents tell you they're adopting me? I almost burst into laughter, but the look on her face made me stop in my tracks. My parents did what now? That's crazy. Or maybe you're crazy. How did you even get in? Security? Security!
Hannah, stop screaming. And oh, I see you've already met your cousin.
Then Dad took me aside and told me she was the daughter of his brother who had moved to the US years ago. Her parents had gone missing after a plane crash, and with no other close relatives, Dad had decided to take her in. Are you really adopting her?
Not right now, but yes, in the near future.
That's crazy. You already have a daughter, me. But Dad said he and Mom had already made up their mind. Suit yourself, but don't expect me to act like her sister because I didn't sign up for this. With that, I marched into my room. I could still hear voices coming from the lawn, so I peeked out the window and saw Dad and Carol playing cricket. Dad threw her a ball and she hit it beautifully.
Carol, that was brilliant. How did you learn to play the shot?
Oh, I've watched you play on TV for years. You won't believe this, but I have all your scores memorized. Dad was so impressed that he gave her the gold chain he was wearing. Seeing this made my heart drop. I couldn't believe Dad was giving her his prized chain. I was the actual daughter, and I never even got to touch it because it was so special to him. Something told me my life was about to get way worse. But let me tell you, I had no idea just how crazy it was about to be. That night at dinner, Carol wore that chain proudly over her sweater, and I swear I saw her smirking at me. Then the next day I came home from school to find all of Carol's ugly yellow stuff strewn across my room. Mom! What is she doing in my room?
Oh, yes, you'll be sharing your room with Carol for a while until she gets used to this new home.
Why? There are so many other rooms in this house. Put her in one of those.
Yeah, but she has weird nightmares and is too scared to sleep alone. Now, please don't be a baby. I have a spa appointment. Bye.
I was furious. This was so ridiculous. But I also knew there was nothing I could do about it. Well, not exactly. If she wanted to share my room, well, she had to follow my rules. I went to my room, grabbed a marker, and demarcated my territory. Then I threw all her stuff into hers. Hey, what did you do to our room? Our room? More like my room, and I divided it in two. And it kind of looks like a sunflower puked on your side. Well, I do like the color yellow. It reminds me of sunshine. And I hate sunshine. Oh, come on, Hannah. I knew you didn't want to be a sister, but trust me, I'm not so bad. Says the villain in every movie ever. Carol smiled sadly and left, and I kind of felt bad. I mean, her parents were most likely gone, and here she was in a new country with people she'd never met before. So that evening, when she was watching TV, I joined her. Want some popcorn? They go well with confession diary videos. OMG, you watch them too? Aren't they super addictive? So we binge-watched for an hour and then got talking. Carol told me she loved cricket, but her dad had never allowed her to practice it. He wanted me to focus on my studies instead. Wow, he sounds like the complete opposite of my dad. Your dad is a freaking legend. I've seen all of his matches. In fact, I saw your last match too. Honestly, it was a disaster. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm such a big disappointment. Come on, not everyone's born to be a cricketer. You must be good at something. Not me. My grades are average, I hate sports of all kinds, and wait, there is something I feel I'm good at, but I'm not sure. Carol kept bugging me what my secret talent was, and finally I gave in. I write poems. Yes, I know. Everyone's always so shocked to find out. Carol was too. Then I took out my notebook and showed it to her. Oh my god, this is amazing! Why don't you publish it? Are you crazy? If Dad knew I was still writing, he'd think I deliberately messed up my training. What do you mean? And that's when I told her, one of my core childhood memories. When I was a kid, I showed Dad one of my poems and he threw it away saying I should focus on training instead of garbage. After that, I never showed my work to anyone. But Carol praised my work like crazy. Let me level with you. Even though I acted annoyed with her, I loved the praise, and it got me thinking. The next day, I gathered the courage to create a blog and post them online, anonymously, of course. I didn't tell anyone about it. Months passed, and Carol and I got somewhat closer. Although, to be honest, I still didn't fully trust her, especially when I saw that she was trying too hard to impress my dad. But it was nothing to worry about, especially since my blog gained a ton of followers. Who knew people still cared about poetry, eh? One of my biggest fans was a guy who liked and commented on every single post. He even encouraged me to submit a few of my poems to an online poetry competition. At first, I tried to brush it off, but one day he messaged saying he had submitted my work to the competition. I was shell-shocked, but also so nervous. I really wanted to win this thing. And a few days later, when the results were declared, my poem won the first prize. I was ecstatic, and I rushed to share the good news with my parents, but when I reached the room, Carol was already there, laughing with them. Watching them all made me feel super left out. I think I didn't get the invite to this party.
Hannah, come in. We just enrolled Carol in the academy. And the coaches are confident she'll be a great cricketer.
It was literally my dream to train professionally for cricket. Thank you so much, Dad.
Dad? You're not even officially adopted yet.
Yes, but to me, she's already my daughter.
Wow, good for you. I rushed out of the room as fast as I could, tears stinging my eyes. I couldn't believe my ears. Dad? Daughter? It was like my parents were replacing me right in front of me. I'd barely walked a few steps when Carol caught up with me. Hannah, are you okay? Of course I am. Then why are you crying? Look, if you don't want me to join the academy, I won't. Come on, don't be silly. Dad wants you to be a cricketer. I know, and it is my biggest dream. And Dad will be happy. Great, at least one of us can make him proud. That night, I poured all my feelings into a poem and posted it online. It was like I bared my soul for the world to see. And the next day, I was woken up by a very excited Carol. Hannah, I can't believe this! You're the anonymous poet who writes all that amazing stuff?
What are you talking about?
Oh, drop the act already. Your phone was buzzing nonstop, so I checked the notifications and...
You did what? How did you get my password?
Oh, I'm a sneaky cat. I've known it for days.
Before I could tell her how wrong that was, Carol pounced on me.
When did you start the blog? Is that what you do when you stay up late at night? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
She also revealed my account had blown up overnight and my latest poem had more than 1 million views. Everyone was gushing about how touching and emotional it was. Wow, I didn't expect this. I quickly went through all the comments when someone DM'd me. It was the same guy who'd always appreciated my work. Congratulations, Rockstar. I knew you'd make it big. Smiling like a fool, I typed in a reply. Thanks. I also won the first prize at that online competition. Thanks for sending it in. We typed back and forth for a while, and I didn't even realize Carol was sitting right there.
Hey, are you chatting with your boyfriend?
What? No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Come on, you can tell me. I swear I won't tell anyone.
I knew she'd keep bugging me, so I told her about the guy and how he'd always been so kind to me. His name was Sean.
I don't want to sound like a party pooper, but you should be careful about these online guys. They're often not who they pretend to be.
Thanks for your concern, Carol, but I know how to take care of myself. With a backward glance, I walked out of the room. There was literally one person in the world who believed in me from the very beginning, and she wanted me to doubt him? Huh, not gonna happen. Nuh-uh. The next few days were the most blissful days of my life. I told my parents about my blog, and to my utter disbelief, they were actually impressed. In fact, Mom started crying after reading them.
This is the most emotional thing I've ever read. I could totally relate to that pig stuck in the mud. And that poem about a raccoon getting bullied for too much mascara. I felt it right here.
But the best part of my day was when I chatted with Sean. We'd gotten super close and talked about everything under the sun. We had similar tastes in movies, music, and we're both fans of Chinese cuisine. And whenever I wanted to rant about something, he always listened. Then, one day out of the blue, Sean said he liked me and asked if we could meet. For a second, I almost jumped up with joy, and then suddenly the day when I made a complete fool of myself on the cricket field flashed before my eyes. I'm not sure, Sean. I'm not a very popular person.
Oh, I don't care. You're special to me just as you are.
Sean kept insisting on meeting me in person, so finally I agreed. But on D-Day, I was a bunch of nerves. Oh, what if Sean turns out to be a bald, middle-aged guy? Or worse, what if he didn't like me? I mean, I was decent looking, but not as pretty as Carol. I was so nervous that when Carol asked why I looked so pale, I ended up telling her everything.
You want me to accompany you? I mean, I'll just watch you guys from afar.
I immediately agreed, and within the next couple of hours, Carol and I were standing in front of the city library waiting for Sean. I was holding up a pink tulip so Sean could recognize me.
It's 2:30 already.
This Sean guy doesn't look punctual. Let's wait for another 10 minutes. Just then, I realized my laces were undone, so I handed the tulip to Carol and bent down to tie them. Suddenly, a shadow fell over me, and when I looked up, I saw the most gorgeous guy standing in front of me. Like six-packs, Greek god looks, Tom Holland kinda handsome.
Hey, Hannah, right?
Before I could properly stand up, he took the tulip from Carol's hands and smiled at her like a lovesick puppy.
You're just as gorgeous as I expected you to be.
I just stood there like a dummy as Sean frickin' hugged Carol. Actually, Sean, there's a mistake.
What?
But before Carol could tell him the truth, I jumped up and cut in. No, there is no mistake. Actually, there is. Hannah was supposed to come here alone, but she was nervous, so she asked me, her sister Carol, to tag along. Now, be a good girl, Hannah, and do as I say. Go with Sean to this Chinese restaurant and enjoy yourself. I'll meet you there in an hour.
What? But
no buts, Hannah. I, Carol, am begging you to do this. Then I left Carol and Sean looking super confused and walked away as fast as I could. For the next hour, I just roamed the market like a zombie. Sean's words kept replaying in my mind over and over again. You're just as gorgeous as I expected you to be. Then after what seemed like an eternity, I came face to face with Carol.
Are you nuts, Hannah? Why did you leave like that? And why did you tell Sean that I'm Hannah?
Didn't you hear him? He was expecting Hannah to be a pretty girl, like you.
But you are pretty.
You don't understand, do you? Sean looks like he just stepped out of a frickin' Hollywood movie. Obviously, he'd want to be with someone who matches him in looks. Besides, he said he liked me. I never said I liked him.
Wait, what? So you don't like Sean?
No, I just see him as a friend, nothing more. That seemed to convince Carol, who looked thrilled. She told me she and Sean had exchanged numbers. From that day on, Carol and Sean started talking on the phone all the time. Obviously, this meant we no longer messaged. But I kid you not, every time she giggled over his jokes, I felt my blood boil. For days, I put on a brave face on the outside, but on the inside, I was totally shattered. I hadn't dared to admit this earlier, but I liked Sean too, way before we'd even met. Why was life so unfair? Then one day, as I was busy writing yet another poem on heartbreak, Carol dropped a bomb on me.
Hannah, I think Sean's gonna propose tonight. He booked this fancy restaurant.
I didn't even hear what she said next. She was going on and on about something, but I had totally zoned out.
Hannah, are you even listening?
Yes, Sean is proposing tonight.
Yeah, and I want you to be there with me for this.
What? No! I'm busy tonight.
Really? Doing what? Please, Hannah, before he proposes, I want to tell him the truth, and I can't do it without you by my side.
Carol kept begging for hours, so I had to agree. At least that meant Sean would finally get to know who actually wrote those poems. Maybe, just maybe, he'd forgive me and we'd go back to being friends. That night, Carol left early because she wanted to go to the salon before her big moment. When I reached the restaurant, it was totally dark inside. Hello? Someone in? Carol? Suddenly, the spotlight came on right above me, and then someone started reciting the lyrics of one of my poems.
I fly above the stars only to have my wings cut by the hands that nurtured them. I cry tears that become pearls.
There was pin drop silence for a moment.
I'm now a mermaid, lost in the vast sea. I seek help from the sailors, but they betray me.
Just then, someone else stepped into the spotlight along with me. It was Sean.
Hannah.
Yes, I'm Hannah. I'm so sorry I lied.
I know, but why?
'Cause you assumed Carol was Hannah, and you said she was just as gorgeous as you'd imagined.
But you knew I liked you. I was supposed to meet a girl with a pink tulip that day. I found her and obviously thought she was Hannah. And about that gorgeous thing, I was just trying to sound polite. I like you, Hannah. Always have.
Oh my god, but Carol likes you. She thinks you're gonna propose to her. Suddenly, the lights turned on and I saw Carol standing there in her hoodie and jeans.
You stupid girl. How can I like a guy my sister is crushing so hard on?
Carol, I don't understand.
I've been crying bucket loads of tears reading those heartbreak poems of yours. Obviously, you like Sean.
They told me that Sean had immediately figured out that Carol was not the girl who wrote the poems.
We just pretended to get close thinking you'd finally come to your senses and acknowledge your feelings, but
You're a bigger butthead than we thought. Hearing her say that, I ran over and hugged Carol. Thanks, sis. I'm sorry for being mean to you. Needless to say, that was the best night of my life. I was finally with the guy I liked, doing the things I liked, and an amazing sister who always had my back. And Dad was happy too. He finally had one daughter who was good at cricket and loved it as much as him.
Fly above the stars only to have my wings cut by the hands that nurtured them. I cry tears that become pearls. I'm now a mermaid, lost in the vast sea. I seek help from the sailors, but they betray me.